to the county, Anson County.
Before we introduce the agents, we will introduce a special guest who can share some additional information about Anson Cooperative Extension.
Dr. Bonanno, who is the Associate Dean of the College of Agriculture and Life Science and the Director of NC State Extension, is joining us tonight. Please welcome Dr. Bonanno as he gives us a few words.
Well, good evening. Thanks a lot for allowing me the opportunity to be here. And Andrew and Zoe, great to see you. So maybe just a really quick introduction. So Anson Cooperative Extension is one of 101 offices in the state of North Carolina. We have one in every county, plus we have an office in the Cherokee Nation. And the goal of Extension is to make sure that research information from North Carolina State University and North Carolina A&T State University to deal with agriculture, to deal with food and nutrition, health, food safety, and also in 4-H, youth leadership, citizenship, programs for youth, get out into the public and do good in North Carolina. Our goal is to help North Carolinians prosper and to do better, regardless of whether they're farmers or whether they're just average people looking to make better decisions about their food and nutrition programs, or their youth that are looking to do something constructive, meaningful, think about their future, and really make a positive impact themselves back in their communities and society in general. So with that, I will turn it back to the co-hosts.
Thank you, Dr. Bonanno. Next, we'll introduce the Anson Extension agents with a short video.
In this plot, we used two different methods of seeding. We used a no-till drill.
Our agents at our Anson County Extension Office are Ms. Rashonda Terry, our County Extension Director and Family Consumer Science Agent.
Ms. Amy Kolf, our Horticulture Agent.
Mr. Samuel Cole Jr., our 4-H agent.
And lastly, Ms. Kenzie Watkins, our Livestock and Row Crop Agent.
Next, we will introduce our youth co-hosts. My name is Andrew Martin, and I represent Anson County 4-H.
My name is Zoe Martin, and I represent Anson County 4-H.
My name is Leah Smith Maxwell, and I also represent Anson County 4-H.
My name is Dylan Alexander, and I represent Anson County 4-H.
Next, we will begin our forum and discussion.
Each youth will will ask a question, and the question is for everyone on the panel to answer. Is everybody ready?
Yes.
What is your job title and how long have you been in your position?
All right, I'll go first. My name, well, again, I'm Samuel Cole, and I am the Anson County 4-H agent, and I have been in this position for 3 years, almost 4 years now. It'll be 4 years in November.
Okay, my name is Amy Kolf. I'm the horticulture and forestry agent. I've been in this position for 16 years.
I'm Kinsey Watkins. I'm the row crop and livestock agent here in the county, and I'm going on 2.5 years.
Thank you for your answer. What are your job duties?
All right, so that's a loaded question, but to speak to a little bit of what Dr. Banana spoke on. So we funnel research-based ideas, information, all the great wonderful things that NC State offers, NT and NC State, and we bring it down to the county level. And we, as a 4-H agent, I provide hands-on learning experience so that you all can grow up to be well-rounded, productive citizens. So yeah, and that can range from anything from 4-H clubs to livestock shows to presentations. Just it's a ton of things that we could do, but in a nutshell, we do the hands-on learning opportunities.
Okay, well, so I do horticulture, which includes consumer horticulture, which is working with homeowners. It might be working with the school system. And I also do commercial horticulture, which is working with our farmers in the county. So in working with the farmers, I work with a certain group of farmers, like our produce growers and our home gardeners. And on the forestry side of things, I work with our private forest landowners and kind of coordinate with the tax office to help them do forest management plans. And so with all of these groups, do educational outreach. And so that might be in the form of site visits, visiting the classroom as a guest speaker, and also working with youth doing hands-on activities to help them have a better understanding of how plants grow and appreciate our agricultural community.
Like Sam kind of alluded to earlier, extension agents wear a lot of hats. So I am kind of all things row crop and livestock. So like Amy mentioned earlier, we do a lot of site visits where we'll go out to people in the community's properties if they're having issues or problems, and we can help troubleshoot and just help them work through those problems by giving them research-based information from the universities, A&T and NCSU. Another part of my job duties are research and demonstration plots. So I'm actually about to put in a corn variety trial. So, corn's not grown just one variety. There's a lot of different types and some do better than others. So this variety trial is going to show the local crop farmers in the county which varieties do well here and which might fall short. I also work with the livestock people. So we do workshops with them. We've got a pretty active cattlemen's association where I can do demonstrations with them, just best management practices of how to work their livestock or vaccinations and stuff like that, bring a vet in to do that. I'm also over the voluntary ag district program, and that just is a program to keep land in ag because we are losing a lot of land to growth and development. And lastly, I am the pesticide coordinator. So the people who have pesticide applicator license. I train them to be safe when they're handling pesticides.
Thank you all for your answers. Leia, do you have your questions to ask?
Yes. Okay, so my first question was, why did you choose this career?
Well, so so the career kind of chose me, I guess you could say. I was the program director before this position, roughly a little over 3 years ago, and we had our CD, Janine Robert. She had retired, and Rashonda interviewed and got that position, and so the 4-H position came open. And honestly, I don't think I was gonna apply for it, but she suggested that I apply, and just kind of after talking with her husband William, I thought I would be a good fit, and almost 4 years later, here I am. But yeah, so I kind of there was a position that needed to be filled, and I took it, and I've enjoyed it. So yeah.
Yeah, Sam, I'm right there with you. So when I got out of school, I was a forestry and wildlife major. I didn't know about extension when I got out of college, and I was doing another job within over in Richmond County. They've got an ag center over there, and I was working with the Soil and Water Office, and which was great that they had all the ag agencies there, Farm Service Agency and Extension and Soil and Water Office and Natural Resource Conservation Service were all together, and got to visit each other's offices, and that's how I got to know Extension. The ag agent would come over, and we'd just chit chat about different programs we had going on, and that's when I heard about vacancies. And there was a horticulture position open, and with wildlife and forestry, I'm kind of a shy person. At Extension, you got to kind of be good at outreach, and so but with wildlife, the people that manage your wildlife are your private landowners, so you've got to be able to work with those people to if wildlife management is an interest of theirs, you got to work with your private landowners, and they hold the natural resource. So got to learn a lot about farming, and so I've been working with farmers now for 20 years. And coming from Northern Virginia, I grew up 30 minutes outside of DC, so there wasn't a lot of agriculture in the area I grew up in. So I've realized that I was not born in the right part of the country, and I'm very much at home here in rural Anson County. So the job kind of chose me as well.
I actually grew up in 4-H, showing livestock. I showed cattle and goats. I grew up on a meat goat farm, and we had a very close family friend who was from New York and was a extension agent in New York. And y'all know that all these Northerners are coming down south. So she actually retired in North Carolina, and that's kind of how I was introduced to it. One of the livestock agents in a neighboring county got really close with my family, and she's retired now, but she was an amazing livestock agent. And I actually went to school thinking I wanted to be an agent. So I went to NC State and studied to be that, and applied for jobs right out of school to be an agent.
Thank you for your answers.
What are some of your hobbies and interests?
I like reading. I love eating. I like to travel. I also like, I've got a 3-year-old daughter, and she's at a really fun age right now. So hitting the playground, traveling, hitting the beach, stuff like that. Yeah, I'd say those are my main ones: traveling, eating, spending time with my family, and reading.
Okay. Well, let's see. I had to think a minute on that one. So I've got 4 young children at home also. They're 8 years old and younger. So when I can, I like to get some sleep. But we also like to travel, go up to the beach, mountains. When I had a little bit more time, I enjoyed painting and hiking. So I love being outside.
Like Sam, I enjoy eating, but I think I enjoy the cooking part of it more. My husband and I try to cook a new dish every single week, just from different cultures. And, there's not a lot of options here in Anson. So if we want something different, we've got to learn how to cook it. So that's really fun for us. We also enjoy gardening. I really enjoy growing flowers and vegetables and just doing a little landscaping around the house.
Thank you.
How long do you work? What are your work hours?
Well, so technically 7.5, 8:30 to 5 p.m. But sometimes we'll have events like this in the evenings. So I think it's 37.5, but we may go over from time to time. And we'll leave it at that. From time to time, we'll go over.
Yeah, so regular working hours, we're here from 8:30 to 5. Occasional weekend work, if you've got programs, when you do your outreach and you have workshops and things, you want to try to have them during times that are convenient to your clients so that your attendance will be good. We also do we serve on community boards occasionally. Like I serve on the Anson Partnership for Children and Farm Bureau. So on their meetings, they have evening dinner meetings occasionally, or meetings during your lunch hour. So, but generally it's your standard 8:30 to 5.
I think Amy and Sam pretty much hit on everything. Just occasional evenings or night meetings. And, for me, sometimes early mornings, especially in the summer when it's a little cooler, I can get out in the field and do some stuff before the office opens.
Thank you for your answers.
What is your level of education or on-the-job training?
All right, so for me, that question is a little different. I got my master's in business in 2019. So literally, I got the agent position in November of 2018, and so going into I graduated, I think, spring of 2019. So I know a lot of, probably like Amy and Kinsey, they more have a background in their specific field, I think. But mine was in business, and so and I was pretty much almost done, so there was no point in kind of going back. But as far as on-the-job training, as a 4-H agent, I came in. We did Spark, which is a very intense onboarding, which was very, very helpful. We do annual trainings. We do with the state conference. I think that's coming up in October. We'll do 4-H winter board and annual conference, and we have our professional development stuff that we can kind of do in between. So yeah, that would be the on-job training, which I will say NC State and A&T do a great job setting us up for that, especially with me not really having the background like a normal agent would.
Okay, well, I told you about my degrees. I've got I've got a bachelor's in forestry and wildlife, and then got that at Virginia Tech. And then I went and got my master's at NC State about 9 years ago. And, since I wasn't really sure what I was going to do when I got out of school, I guess some of the training I got was before I got with Extension. I got a lot of different types of experience within the field that I was interested in. So that was helpful. And like Sam said, Extension provides a lot of opportunities throughout your career to stay on top of your research-based information. The specialists in Raleigh often have trainings, Zoom trainings like this, so that agents that are a little further away can benefit from the research that they've done recently. And we've got an annual extension conference that provides professional development opportunities. And there are associations, like Kinsey and I are part of the South Central Ag Agents Association, and they have an annual meeting that has professional development opportunities. So don't worry about on-the-job training. There's going to be lots of opportunities to experience a lot of different things, even if it's not something you specialized in school.
So I went to NC State and I was in their ag science. I graduated out of ag science. So that's a bachelor's of science degree. And I concentrated in crop science and ag business management. And so I was fresh out of school whenever I took this position. So like Amy and Sam said, Extension does a great job of allowing their employees to further their education. Right now I only have my bachelor's of science, but I'm taking full advantage of classes that NC State offers. So if you're an extension agent, you get one class free per semester. So I've been taking some classes, trying to decide exactly what I want to get my master's in, but I do intend to finish that out once I decide what I want to do.
Thank you all for your answer.
What things did you learn in school that have helped you with your job?
Getting my master's, I'll say that I feel like I run it as much like a business as I can. And when I say like a business, what's the word? Building partnerships, right, is really important, especially in my position. And so finding other groups who share common goals and finding ways to partner, lightening the load for everybody so that not one person is having to do everything. This forum kind of came out of a partnership with Holla and the Caraway Foundation, and then the library also, and then I think WellCare has kind of came in at the end and have been supporting us also. So in that sense, just working together, and honestly, school in general, it was very, it helped out with that. Just being able to work with people is probably the most important thing as an agent, because it's not like you're just in your office, not interacting with people. So I'd say just learning to work with people and be a team, I guess.
So I thought this was a really good question. The things you learn that help you with your job are the things that are helping you and you don't really realize it, like the public speaking. It's one of the things that students dread, but it's so helpful, and getting that practice in is great, and continue to do that as much as you can. Writing reports. A lot of times we don't look forward to that either, but that's a really important skill to have. Having good writing skills, like Sam said, collaboration and teamwork, and building relationships and networking with your fellow students in your field. Those were all important skills that helps.
Yeah, definitely a lot of the core classes that you're probably taking right now. Sam, what are the ages of these?
I think Zoe's our youngest. She's teen. Zoe and Dylan are both 10. So 10 about 13.
Okay. Well, I was just telling our director the other day, I cannot believe how much chemistry, high school chemistry, has helped me in this position. I was doing a project on clover, and I was trying to figure out what rate of fertilizer to put on, because it was for my class that I'm taking, and I had to put together just like a little project of different fertilizer rates. So I had read a research article, but the research article was written it was out of Australia, and the fertilizer calculation or recommendation that they used was kilograms per hectare. So I had to change kilograms per hectare all the way down to, I think it was pounds per square foot, it was a lot of conversions, but my high school chemistry teacher drilled that into us. And I mean, I still even use stuff like that just for regular everyday fertilizer calculations. And I guess back to like some of the research articles, English is really important because you learn how to, one, write them, but two, read them, which is really important whenever you work with research-based information. And whenever we start putting together some of the research and demo plots, getting some of the data off of them, you learn how to organize it and think through the different, I guess, aspects of putting it together. A big thing is, correlation doesn't mean causation. So just understanding that whenever you're looking at data.
What is a cool fact about you that most people don't know?
A cool fact. I'd probably say I've been playing guitar for a few years now. I picked it up after college. I've been playing, I guess maybe about 5-6 years now, maybe 7. So yeah.
Well, my cool fact is that it's about a dog I used to have. I don't have a picture of her, but I've got a picture of a dog that looks similar to her. So I had a dog that looked like this. She's a Catahoula leopard. Her name was Moxie, and she was completely deaf. And I got her from a rescue several years ago because I wanted to learn sign language. And so I specifically sought out a deaf dog to give me a reason and motivate me to do that. So she knew 25 different signs, and this is house in sign language, but to her it was kennel, to go in her crate and heel and down and get her attention. I do my little jazz hands, and she like a youngster, she would purposefully avoid looking at me so that she wouldn't have to do whatever it was I was asking her to do. And but it was a lot of fun having her, and she was a lot of fun. So anyway, that was something I enjoyed.
Mine is also dog related. My husband and I own a Boykin Spaniel, which is a hunting dog. And so my husband duck hunts and stuff, but it's really difficult to train a dog while you're hunting. So I've kind of taken over that aspect of things. So it's been a lot of fun teaching him just different things. And, you know, he's so smart and he's got a lot of energy. So we have to come up with different ways to just keep his mind busy, because, you know, it's nice to go out in the afternoon and throw a ball for him and get him really tired, but you do that for too long and he's going to build up stamina and you'll never get him tired. So I really enjoy coming up with fun, like brain games for him to do. Right now we're learning how to find sheds. So deer antlers that have just fallen off in the woods whenever they shed. So that's been really fun for us.
I want to add some on. Amy, you mentioned the sign language. In the middle school, we learned the letters for sign. We had a classmate who was deaf, and for extra credit, we learned sign language. But you know the actual, I guess like the phrases or whatever.
Yeah, we had to adapt some of them so that I could only do it with one hand.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. Well, I just know the letters, but yeah.
Miss Rashonda is not here today, but we do have a video of her.
Hi everyone, my name is Rashonda Terry. I am the County Extension Director here at the Anson County Extension Office. My programming area is Family Consumer Science. I have been in the role of CED for almost 4 years as of June 1st, 2022. And I was the 4-H agent prior to that for 15 years here in Anson County. To apply for the role of County Extension Director in North Carolina, you must have an undergrad degree and within a semester of completing your master's degree, if not have already acquired a master's degree. Job duties of a county extension director includes supervising your staff that you oversee on a day-to-day basis, day-to-day office management, as well as performing quarterly and semi-annual performance appraisals, ensuring end-of-the-month reports are done, and on the county side, meeting and talking with all upper management of county government, including having a relationship with your county manager, creating an operating budget for each fiscal year and making sure that is approved and also stating the ramifications. In the programming side, which is my Family Consumer Science agent side, I offer and do programming with the citizens of Anson County as well as with fellow agents in other counties. And my main two focus areas are nutrition and healthy lifestyles. Although I get various calls with various questions, from how to get a buildup of wax off the floor to having bugs in the home that they can't get rid of. So I am very broad in what I do and nothing is limited. I'm not sure if I chose this career or the career chose me. Initially, I came through 4-H, so I was a 4-Her in this actual program from the ages of 5 to 18. I knew I wanted to be a 4-H agent, and I actually went to school, and my undergrad was in communication studies with a concentration of public relations, which is one of the related fields that you can obtain to be a 4-H agent. Wasn't quite sure if I wanted to move up the career ladder and be an administrator, but here we are. It is a learning process and a big learning curve, but I am grateful that I get to do it with people that I admire and love on a day-to-day basis. I am not the be-all, end-all. I do not know everything, and I love that we get to solve problems together. Our traditional work hours are Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5, but we all work typical nights and weekends for various meetings, events, presentations, and programs that we have. So we normally work in an untraditional 37.5-hour week, but on the state side, it deems to be 40 hours. Being a communication studies major in undergrad, one of my favorite classes was group communication. It gave us the basics and it taught us how to work in a team. And the majority of our grade depended upon a team project that we had to complete by a certain deadline. We all know that sometimes when you're in a team, you're gonna face different personality types, they're gonna clash, you're gonna have one that wants to lead, you're gonna have some that don't wanna do anything at all, but at the end of the day, you have to learn how to work together to reach the goal. So that's one thing that I've always carried with me throughout these years, and I'm still working in a group. So all of those basics that were instilled in me, I still use today from school. I have two cool facts about me. Most people that are not in my close circle do not realize that I love to read. I'm a reader. Love to read books. I can get caught up in one and keep it in my face for a whole weekend. Second cool fact is I am a Golden Girls fanatic. I will actually be in Chicago right now, but duty called for work, so I would have to be back before the convention was over. But yes, Sophia, Dorothy, Blanche, and Rose are my BFFs.
All right, I'm gonna break from the script just a little bit, Zoe and Andrew, because we're gonna actually those same questions, Zoe, Andrew, Leah, and Dylan. We're gonna ask those We're gonna ask those same questions for Dr. Bonanno, and we're doing pretty good on time, and so we can take a few moments and run those by him. I think it'd be interesting to see how he answers. So, are y'all ready to run it back?
Yes, sir.
All right.
My first question is, what is your job title and how long have you been in your position?
So I am an associate dean in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences at NC State University. And
sorry, Dr. Bonanno, I just muted you. I meant to mute myself.
I'm unmuted. Okay. So associate dean in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences and the state extension director for Cooperative Extension. And I work at North Carolina State University. And I've been in this position for 6 years and 3 months.
Thank you.
Next question is, what are your job duties?
So sort of two big categories. So one, as an associate dean in the college, I'm part of the leadership team of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. So that involves extension, research, academics, everything about running the college with the dean. And there are 4 of us that are associate deans. I focus on extension. One person focuses on research. One focuses on teaching or academics, and the other person focuses on sort of facilities and a lot of HR, human resources related stuff with the professors on campus. On the extension side, I am basically in charge of extension. So everybody in the counties ultimately works for me. And so a lot of it has to do with decisions about how the organization is run, how we spend our money, decisions about who we hire ultimately, and sort of working with our other partners. So in my case, it's working with North Carolina A&T State University. It's working with all the county commissioners around the state and the different county governments, the Cherokee Nation. So it's a lot of outreach, the governor's office, just United States Department of Agriculture. There's a lot of partners that work with us to make extension work well. And even the legislature in North Carolina that provides some of our money as well to run extension.
You got next.
My,
Oh, Leah.
My first question is, why did you choose this career?
Well, I'm kind of like boss, Rashonda. I think it shows me. I grew up on a farm. And so growing up, my goal was just to go to college and learn about agriculture and go back to the farm. And that was pretty much it. And then when I got to college, I realized that there was more opportunity out there, that there were already 3 families living off of our farm in Massachusetts, about 30 miles north of Boston. And I thought that, well, I would see if I could do something else and make a difference in agriculture beyond just my own farm. And so really that's how I got into this field and eventually got into extension. And by the way, in answering that question, I have a trivia question for you. There is a crop in my background here, and any of you are welcome to guess what that crop is and put it in the chat. And we'll see how many people get it right. Okay, I'm ready for the next question.
It's on you, Dylan. It's the same order. I think Zoe, Andrew, Leah, then Dylan. So your same question.
What are some of your hobbies and interests?
Well, I had a motorcycle up until about 2 years ago. I had a really, really bad accident. And so I don't have my motorcycle anymore, but I miss my motorcycle. And that was one of the things I'd like to do. Because I grew up on a farm, I never learned a lot of hobbies. I don't play golf, and there's a lot of other things that I didn't really do because I didn't have time. But the other thing that my daughters, I've got 3 daughters and 6 grandchildren now. And one of the things they got me doing is building Legos. So I have started to build Legos. They buy me Legos. They make sure that they're age appropriate for me, not too many pieces. And I put them together and take pictures of them.
How long do you work? What are your work hours?
A really bad example. I work a lot. I'm usually in the office at 7 o'clock in the morning. I leave sometimes at 6 o'clock at night. I travel all around the state. I drive about 27,000 miles a year in North Carolina. This week I've got 3 evening meetings. I think Wednesday's my only night, Monday through Thursday, where I don't have an evening meeting. This one's by Zoom. The one tomorrow night is the Chancellor's residence, and the one Thursday I'm going to Lee County for a trivia night. So I do get out a lot. I work a lot of hours, and but there's a lot to do. I get about 125 emails a day, and a lot of times I'm in meetings all day, and I don't get a chance to answer them during the day, so I answer them when I get home. And Samuel, no, it's not tobacco. Let's just say you cannot grow it in eastern North Carolina or even on the Piedmont of North Carolina very well. All right, next question.
What is your level of education or on-the-job training?
Well, I have 2 degrees from Cornell, which is a university in upstate New York. Even though I grew up in Massachusetts, I have a bachelor's in soils and a master's in vegetable crops and weeds. And I have a PhD from Oregon State University in plant physiology. So I got a lot of weed education working on weeds when I was in college. But then after when I was working, the other thing I picked up was food safety. So on-farm food safety, everything from worker hygiene to water quality to good practices in packing houses. And those things were kind of taught over the years. The other thing that I do sometimes is leadership trainings, because sometimes when you're in leadership positions, it's just like Amy was talking about with public speaking. There are skills that you need in order to be effective. And so people like me sometimes will take classes and attend seminars and so forth on how to be a good leader.
What things did you learn in school that helped you with your job?
I was trying to think of something I learned in school that hasn't helped me in my job. So everything, English, math, science, geography, geometry, chemistry, biology, every one of those things I have found useful, even though when I took some of those classes, I thought, yeah, I'll never use that. That'll never be useful for me. Even physics has come in handy. And then one of my favorite classes that I took in college, actually, I think I was in graduate school, was a class in agricultural meteorology. And I learned a lot about the weather, freezes, frosts, temperature inversions, all kinds of things that can impact plants in everything from farms to gardens and so forth. And it was a very, very interesting class. So just everything has had some value for me over the years.
What is a cool fact that most people don't know about you?
Okay. I, for many, many years, played the trumpet. And I was in the marching band in high school and college. And when I was in college, I was the drum major of the marching band for 2 years. I really do like music, and I like movies with lots of music in it. And probably the crazy fun fact is that one Sunday afternoon, when I was really bored, I put on Pitch Perfect, and I taught myself the Cup song from Pitch Perfect. So I know how to play the cups and sing the Cup song.
For your answers.
Thank you.
All right, Zoe, Andrew, y'all can pick up where you left off.
All right. Thank you all for answering all of our questions.
Before we wrap up the forum, we would like to recognize the rest of the Anson Extension staff. Jason Barino, 4-H Youth Promise Program Director, and Raven Spencer, 4-H Youth Promise Case Manager. Mr. Jason and Miss Raven were guest panelists on the last Youth Leadership Forum.
Lastly, we would like to recognize Mrs. Pam Layfield, who is our County Extension Office Administrative Support. Pam is the glue that holds the Extension Office together. Sam, we leave it to you.
All right, great job, Zoe and Andrew and Leah and Dylan. This is our 7th forum, and I felt like this was a good time for them to take the reins and run through it and work on those leadership skills. So great job for you guys. Did a great job. We have a couple of things we're going to do before we wrap it up. We will do a prize drawing, and then but before we do that, we're going to do this blooper reel that I just could not resist.
Speed. Sound production, take 1.
Yeah. Just say something. Something.
Something, something.
Plus something.
Plus something.
Okay. All right.
Today is Wednesday, so I get to watch shows that I couldn't watch yesterday. And The Good Doctor, because I missed that one on Monday. I'm tired of pollen. It makes me sneeze. My job title is County Extension.
that is our one and only Rashonda Terry, our wonderful CED. Next up, we're gonna get to our drawing. I'd like to say again, double thanks to Dr. Bonanno, not for taking the time to be with us here tonight, but also he supported our 4-H fundraiser, and he was the highest bidder for the 4 branches package. And so what he did, he won it, he bought it, and he gave it back and said he wanted us to use it for another event. So we're gonna use it now. What we're gonna do, we'll do a quick drawing. Now I need either Raven or maybe Gerald to read out the adults for me so I can make sure I have their names on the wheel really quickly. So y'all bear with us for just a minute. And I guess for the adults, you can say yay or nay. Maybe you don't want a sports, the 4 branches sports package, but you can always give it away. So I guess starting with Miss Hannah, would you be interested in having your name in the pot?
Yes, I would.
All right. So I have Kristen. Kristen, would you be interested?
Sure.
All right. Commissioner Bricken, do you want your name in the pot?
Oh, that'll be fine.
All right. I see. Amy, we'll put yours and Kenzie's in. Y'all mind? Would y'all like to be in the pot? Amy's like, okay. We'll go Amy. How about you, Kenzie?
Sure.
All right. Did I leave out any adults? Miss Betty, would you like to have your name in the pot?
Yes.
All right. And Diet, would you like to have your name in the pot? Going once, going twice. All right. Were there any other adults that I missed?
Mrs. Cole.
Oh, let's get Miss Cole. Let's get Miss Cole now. All right. All right. So as you can see, we have a wheel. I'm going to click spin, and it's going to land on one lucky winner. All right, y'all ready? Zoe or Andrew, count me down. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1,
go.
Woohoo! Commissioner Bricken. Congratulations, Commissioner Bricken. What we'll do is, well, you know where our office is. Just give me a holler, and we'll make sure you get that certificate. Congratulations.
Could I donate it to one of the youth?
Well, I'm not exactly sure we could donate it to a youth, but if you would like to, we'll talk about it.
Okay, that'll be fine.
All right, congrats again, though. All right, so next up, we're going to do one for our youth. And so for this drawing, I'm going to give a free week of 4-H summer camp. So that's coming up June and July. And that's one of our highly anticipated 4-H programs. And if you win this drawing, you'll get one week, a free week of 4-H summer camp. So I've got Dylan, Leia, Zoe, Andrew. I think Amelia is on too. Did I miss anybody else? David. Is it everybody? Okay, going once, going twice. All right, Leia, give me a countdown.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, all right. Well, congratulations, Andrew.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're gonna really wrap things up. All right, so we're gonna run through announcements and upcoming events. Tomorrow we have our 4-H fashion review and creative talent / county presentation night. It will start at 6 p.m. here at the extension office. This is an in-person event, so I look forward to having supporters and our participants come out to be a part of this. In the pictures you can see 2 of our fashion review judges, and then we have one of our participants, Zoe, in the middle, and then judges for our creative talent part. We had a volunteer to finish up that judging on today. So tomorrow you'll get your ribbons and your prizes depending on how you placed. This is for our partner Holla. So they're having on May the 14th. They're having our Little Flowers 5K. This will be in Morven on 229 East Main Street, Morven. This is an annual event that they do. A lot of people come out from Anson County and neighboring communities. It's professionally done. They have people come out and measure. As far as I know, they've had some pretty competitive runners come out and be a part of it. So, but whether you're competitive or you just, maybe a walker or just doing it for fun, please come out and support Holla with this event. And before we leave, what I'll do is, let me go and do it now. I'm going to put this in the chat box for anybody who wants to check it out. Also on that Saturday, May the 14th, they're doing a Talk with the Authors event. And essentially after the 5K, you'll come back that evening and you'll enjoy an evening with the authors. It's part of their literary fair where the attendees will get a chance to kind of mingle, hang out with some of these esteemed authors and go through their books. And this is an adult event. And this again is in Morven. So there will be a showmanship clinic coming up. That Saturday is going to be really busy. A showmanship clinic at the Union County Ag Center. This is for anyone who's interested in showing livestock, but they don't know where to start. Maybe you don't have cattle, and you maybe want to learn more and just take advantage of this the opportunity. I'd say come on out. Even if you don't know much about it, this will be a good opportunity to learn. I've done some livestock shows and I don't know much about it, but I always learn a little bit every year. But if you are interested, on May the 14th, come on out and be a part of this event. Our partners at the library, they're having their summer team program on June 15th. They will be going live at the Ripley's Aquarium at Myrtle Beach, and they'll be going live, and we'll have the chance. I think we may be in camp that day, but you'll have the chance to view that on live. So get that date down and be on the lookout for that. And then for our 4-H summer camp, so we're still trying to decide the name. It's either going to be Waking Up to Ag or Ag Adventures. And just quick shout out to Amy and Kinsey. They came together and helped me to put together this camp. Again, it's going to be an ag camp. Anson County being a rural county. I'm surprised. I don't think we've ever had one specifically for just ag, but with us being a rural county, it's definitely a good opportunity and a good chance to go and highlight and talk about just ag. So those dates are June 7th through the 9th. That'll be our Cloverbug camp, June 5th through the 7th, and July 26th to the 28th. Those will be our junior camps. And we usually send out those brochures in May, but you all heard it here first. And these are, again, some of our partners, the Caraway Foundation, Well Care, Holla, and the library. And we just want to thank you all for being a part of this event on this evening. We've been doing this since October of last year, and was really in response to COVID and not really being able to get together. And so with this being our 7th one, we'll probably take a break for a little while and maybe pick back up in the fall. So we did want to make this fun and exciting. Again, thank you, Dr. Bonanno, for coming on. It just shows you, even at the highest level, him being willing to come down, We really, really appreciate that in Anson County. So, yes. But if that's all I have. We're 6 minutes, 1 minute over. We're supposed to end at 7:35. So I'm gonna let y'all go home. Y'all take care, and until next time, have a good one.
Bye.